You are now tuned in to the Breaking the Bread podcast. Positive vibes, infectious discussions, and an open conversation on various topics.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, you see?
We're back in full effect. You already know what it is. Your guy Marky Mark in the cut, right? We got.
Can you see man's properly?
Yo, it's recording, bro.
I know, but you can always.
Yo, that's not blue. Yo, we got camera professional over here. Got Kamal.
Oh, sorry, guys.
You remember Kamal from some of those old videos? Like, yo, let them see the old video. Let us see the old video. And then you're kicking to the old video.
Alright. So yeah, we got, as I would say, brother Kamal. Even though he doesn't like me saying that.
Hold on.
Yeah, brother Kamal, because you're not a brother, right? Alright, then. And we got my good old friend here, Tommy.
Guest starring, I'm saying, pleasure to be on Breaking the Bread. It's an honor being with the boys.
Thank you.
Welcome. We appreciate you being here, you know what I mean?
So, before we get into anything.
Bro, you're distant, fam.
Okay, sorry.
Bro, the man introducing everyone else that doesn't even give me my 2 cents.
Oh, sorry.
Because I'm behind the camera the last season, I'm not really water.
Sorry, man. Alright, you know what? Let's try this again. Sorry. Rewind. Alright. Let's try this again.
Alright.
And we can't forget the main man of them all,
Well, he's the main man.
No.
EJ.
EJ, EJ too.
Yo, shout out EJ. Shout out to EJ.
Hold on.
Make sure you check out Don Apparel coming to either a school or anywhere near you. Be on the lookout for that too.
But
anyways,
the hype man that you see right now, he goes by JC, right? Yeah. So
I'm only a hype man right now because I just had some food still, so don't mind me. Anyway,
So before we get into anything, Tommy, you want to tell the people what kind of stuff you do? Like, you're in the community. What do you do?
Oh man, we're getting on the spot right. So I'm a young entrepreneur, to say, fellow young man. I currently am involved in the media, entertainment. I run my own magazine.
Alright.
You know what I'm saying? Along with doing my own events and along with other things, promotions, advertising, anything you need. TW Boy Beyond the First, DM me, I got you. I'm in the community heavy. I'm a member of the Thorncliffe Park gardening. So basically, I help kids learn about gardening, planting, how to grow your own food, basically, and basically the benefits of growing your own food and how it's vital to know how to grow your own food, man. So, and trying to keep up many other things in the city, but that's just a few of the stuff I do,
Alright, solid.
That's
dope, yo.
No, that's good. I like how you're giving back to the community. You're in the community.
I gotta give back to what's given to me, so it's the only way it goes, right?
True.
It's like a cycle.
True. Because you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna ask a question. I was gonna say, like, what are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur? I know there's a lot of people out there that are trying to be entrepreneurs, right? Like myself included, right? So it's like, what are some of the pros and cons that...
Pros, I would say honestly, pros. Number one pro for me, I make my own hours, man.
Make your own hours.
Like I'm saying, I make my own hours. My day-to-day is structured how I want my day to structure. It doesn't have an itinerary to anybody else except my agenda.
That's right.
Okay, that's the number one pro.
Yeah.
The cons are, if you think you're not, the con is, it's not a con, I say it's a con because people don't say time or anything, but the con is you're giving up your 9 to 5 for 24/7. Okay, I'm saying, so you're not having that security you're always getting with the job. You're not secured a paycheck every week. So sorry, my bad. After your con, we're getting like 3, 4. My bad. Con is time. You're giving up your 9 to 5 for 24/7. Okay, I'm saying you're not a security. You're not getting that benefited security that you worked. You can work 7 hours in a day and not get nothing if you're an entrepreneur some days. Okay, I'm saying in the same day you work in a job, you're gonna get $100 or $200 because you have secure name. You know what I'm saying? But being an entrepreneur is not as secure as it is. You don't have that paycheck always coming in, so you always gotta be on your toes. Always gotta be innovative. Always thinking of different ways to bring in different streams of revenue for your business or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying? So, yeah, those are just two right there. It can go on, But personally, I love being an entrepreneur because, like, again, the freedom. And they say freedom is that sense, like, the time I have is to myself. But again, that's still structured to the business and making that business run and everything like that, right? So you gotta love, entrepreneur, man, you gotta love being an entrepreneur. If you don't love being an entrepreneur, when you get hit, because as an entrepreneur, you're gonna get hit a lot of times.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you don't love being an entrepreneur, those hits are gonna, you know what I mean? So, come to think of it,
I mean, what are some tips that you'll give some entrepreneurs who are starting out? Like,
oh man,
what was it that kept you motivated to keep going when you know that you weren't gonna get a paycheck every single day?
honestly, my end goal. What I really wanted, my end goal. Make sure your dream or whatever your end goal is something that gets you up every day. You know what I'm saying? Your end goal is gonna drive you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's gonna be like, yo, I got it. This is what it is. This is, I'm up. Okay, boom. I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what we all are trying to achieve that actually gets us up throughout the day. So just make sure your goal, whatever your dream is large. Something that you can buy that you want to attain. That you want to get up and go fight for it, go grind for it. You know what I'm saying? I would say that's one thing initially as an entrepreneur, have your dream or your goal, something, like it's thirsty, keeps you hungry.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's big, right? Because I'm big on that, where it's like, yo,
need your hunger.
Your why or whatever that
your why
is,
has to be
that's gotta drive you
100%.
And that, I feel like a lot of people fall into that trap where it's like, we all wake up, go to a job that you don't enjoy, and no one wants. I mean, some people enjoy that, right? As for me, it's like, I am about that.
You know,
right? I'm about making my own schedule, like do it. Like I believe I got greatness inside of me, and I believe that everyone's got greatness inside of them.
I'm gonna have to stop right there. I feel that in order for you to be an entrepreneur, like for yourself, you have to know or you have to work to understand the business
of course.
For what it is. You know what I mean? So you do need you need the business side too.
Of course. No, I'm not saying you don't need a business side. I'm not saying you don't need a business side.
You need that.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Have a business side,
right? Everyone's got to start somewhere.
But remember, not like, okay, sorry to cut you off, but it's like, let's say I wake up and I say I want to start making magazines. I want to make my own magazine, right? I have to first work in a newspaper establishment in order to know how to learn.
But it wasn't
certain things. You can't just wake up and then boom, just start doing certain things.
But time out though. You know what I'm saying? I'm because you have my help. I'm add to your point. I'm gonna help out there.
I know.
But it's your reason to own a magazine that got you up to go work in that magazine spot to get you to be like, I need to understand what it is to run a magazine. So it was your dream that was big enough that got you big to be like, you know what, how am I going to attain this dream? Because you got to look at your dream, because this is a problem everybody falls into, and this is where sometimes honestly this is the problem entrepreneurs fall into. And honestly, I say before you become an entrepreneur, like you become a rapper, believe in your damn self.
That's it.
Yo, before, like, I say, like, can I say that? I see some rappers have the utmost confidence.
And their shit.
Yo,
But they're confident.
But yo, you see their drive? Their drive is impeccable, bro. I'm just like, shit, man. You're like
bare time.
You know what I mean? And they're not even. But that's their ambition. You know what I mean? So your goal has to be your goal is what takes you to that magazine spot to work in it. Like, you know, I need to know how magazine run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Because for me, like you know, me and you grew up, right? You know, I want to be a chef, right?
Yeah,
from day one.
Chef has been your thing. From when you got your thing from school, you're like, yo, chefing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And in order for me to like even continue my goal, I had to like work or even be in that environment to fully know if I want to, be in, like if I really want to work in that field or if it's just a phase.
Sure, true.
You know, there's certain people like who go to school. I'm gonna say who go to school. They pick a program, and then when they complete the program, they get into the field now. They don't like it. Yeah, this is boring. This is not me. And it's like, yo, you just wasted how many thousands of dollars for you to get your diploma or degree, for you to work into your field, for you to just say I don't like it.
But
You
that's
just
what wasted confidence though too, of believing in yourself and believing in your craft. Cause some people they just go to school because their dukes tell them or their parents tell them, oh, I want you to be like an engineer or something, or I want you to be a doctor or something. And really, like their passion could be in the arts, but because they want to make sure that their parents are happy, they go do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those like it's trial and error, right? And that's where you gotta really analyze yourself and figure out what it is that you're good at, right? Like I'm a youth leader at my church, and I used to always tell the youth, I'm like, yo, what is the one thing that you do with the absolute least amount of energy, but you're good at it and you enjoy doing it? And to me, that's how you find what it is that you're passionate about and what your purpose is, right? Like for me, yo, put me in front of a microphone in front of thousands of people, I'm Gucci.
Oh yeah.
I could speak, like I can talk your mind off, right? So
I love like seeing people speak. I'm not as
you see how you say thousands? Give me 15 people.
10 people with Gucci.
I'm jiggy.
See, for me, it's like, yo, if you put me in front of 5 people, I'll freeze up because I'll be like, oh, yo, now I got 5 eyes on me. So it's like they're focused on me and I'm focused on them. But the more people there is, it's like
less focus.
It's the less focus because now it's like
opposite.
I don't know.
It's more. It's not like you're not focusing on like.
Yeah, but
less focus.
For me now, it's like yo, it's 1,000 people, so I know out of the 1,000, I'm gonna get to at least 20%. Where with the 5, I don't know if I'm gonna reach the 5. So my mind is constantly racing. Yeah, but with the 5, it's like I can see the 5. With the 1,000, my eyes are constantly going back and forth, but I feel like I can speak to them, right? But for me, it's like it's all about identifying your gift.
Yeah.
Once you identify what your gift is, like your Gucci, and a lot of it, I think it starts with the parents. Like as a parent, you can't.
Now you're going.
It's so true though. Here's the thing, bro. Like I'm a naturally gifted athlete. Any sport I picked up, I was good at it. Yo, back home, all I played was cricket, soccer.
Yeah.
Came here, my boys introduced me to basketball, grade 7. Took off. Football, took off. And they're like, yo, hockey, took off.
Oh, okay.
And it's like literally any sport. It's not that I was great at it, but I was good enough to the point where it's like I was good enough to make the team and be an impact.
Okay.
Right? But my mom's was like, nah, yo, all you're doing is school, church, that. Pick up a book.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents make that mistake where it's like they're trying to turn an artist into an athlete. Because they're like, yo, athletes make the money now. That's where the money's at. So now with this big wave with what the Raptors just did, you're going to see a lot of kids playing basketball now. Not only basketball is cheap, it's cheap, and then hockey's more expensive. So you're going to see a lot of white kids playing basketball now. And then you're going to see a lot of parents do that where they either try to take an artist, turn him into a musician, or vice versa or whatever.
You know what the problem is? Okay, I feel like honestly, you know what? I think that issue, and don't, whatever, I might get flamed for this. I feel like that problem is literally sometimes heavily amongst black people.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're like, you know, our parents, like, we get majority pushed into athletic shit, where sometimes it's not fair. Or
I wouldn't just say athletics only. I think it's
or not even academics.
But you have to look at it. But you have to look at it on their side. Okay.
I get it. No, I get it.
Remember.
But here's
remember
where they come from.
Remember.
Yes. Okay.
Remember, we're here. We have an opportunity to become whatever we want. You know what I mean? The tools are there. For our parents, when they were back home, not a lot of things were fortunate for them. Certain tools weren't there.
100%.
That's why they were not to say really forced, but they were basically forced to go a certain path, to do certain things. See? So now when they have their youth now, that's all they know. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna push them a certain way, a certain path, their path that they know, right? But I still understand what you're saying for letting the people choose what they want to do. Let them be free. Make them figure out what they want to be in life.
It's not about letting them be free. It's picking up on the clues. Like when you look at a little child, right? A little child gives you clues. So for example, what do you call it? There's this one little boy at my church, right? Every time we're preparing food or whatever, he wants to help. Like he wants to be behind the scenes. Like if we're taking a photo, he wants to take the photo. That's a clue that he's giving you. So as a parent now, you gotta be like, yo, this kid has the ability to now be a manager. Because, like, you may not see it, but you put him in some business management courses, and you'll see him take off. Because instead of him being the content or being at the forefront, he wants to be in the background.
But you don't know if that you's gonna
see,
always be like
But
that.
you don't know if he's always gonna be like that.
He can be like that right now and grow out of that stage.
Of course.
No, as a parent,
you
should
got
be able to hone that. You should
Yeah, as a parent, exactly, you should be able to hone that. As a parent, like, if you see your child is really good at sports or a talented musician, like, there's this little boy at my church too, like, this guy hops on the drums. He's literally like 4 or 5 years old, and this guy's playing sick beats on the drums. And it's like, whoa, that's a musician right there. Now you can't go and take a musician and be like, I get it, you're good on the drums, but no, I'm turning you into a scientist.
But time out now. How do you know that he's not a musician because he wanted to and not because his parents put him in drums?
That you see.
But like in school though,
But I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like, oftentimes, when you're a little child, you don't really put them into things like that.
No. Maybe piano.
There are some parents that do that where they force their kids right away because, one, they don't have time to be with their children, so they try to occupy them or whatever. But then eventually, most worst case scenario, the child ends up growing up hating it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what do you call it? My ex-girl, her family was like that, where her parents there's 5 of them, put all of them into music, and only one pursued it. And the other 4 hate it. They all hate playing music because that's not what they're passionate about, right? So, I mean, oftentimes the kid drops clues, and it's up to the parent to say, okay, what are the clues? What am I missing, right? And that's where the parent has to now really, it's all about spending time, right? And
Yeah, you gotta spend time with your kids, bro.
and for what you're saying about, like, you find like the black parents push their kids into sports, my household wasn't like that, bro. My household was all academics. My parents like, yo, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor. It was all about the status. And for them, the athlete was like the lowest status you could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a 1 in a billion chance. So they're like, pick up your book, go to university,
And go study.
I get that, I understand it, but it just, the problem came when they were showing you the ways they were too forceful in their teaching.
They were too forceful. I agree with that. They were forceful in their teaching.
It wasn't like a situation, okay, well, to see where, like, again, where your talents were and to hone it. It was more like, no, I don't want you to be this image I don't want you to be, so you're gonna do this. What makes you dislike what you're doing.
Because they wanted to keep us out of the streets and
I get it.
All the negative stereotypes that were attributed to our people, our parents are like, no. So I'm gonna push you this direction. Right? Because oftentimes, most of the kids who ended up being athletes, basketball players, football, they're all from the streets.
True.
Right? They all played that to avoid the streets. So our parents are just like, no, I'm keeping you away from that. In order to stay away from that, you're going pick up a book.
True.
So that was really it, right? But I honestly think that's all it is figuring out what it is that you're good at.
Yeah.
And once you figure that out, there's a market out there for you.
You gotta find in other words, whatever you're good at, or not just what you're good at, find your purpose.
Find your purpose, exactly.
Find your purpose.
You gotta find your purpose.
That's everything.
What you just said is right and wrong. Because for me, I'll say this: when I was young, I loved video games. Like, give me a video game, whatever. I wanted to make video games when I was young.
Me too.
Yeah. As I grew up now, stepped in the kitchen, and video games got tossed out the window, and now I want to become a chef. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. You found your purpose. So first, what you said was you loved playing video games. You wanted to make video games.
Yeah.
You didn't say you were passionate about it. You said you loved it. Love and passion are 2 different things. So now, when you got in the kitchen, you found that passion. You're like, ooh, cooking. That's it. Then you pursued that.
So you can love something and not have it be your passion.
Exactly. You can love something. So that's what happened with your journey. It's a journey. You're not gonna figure it out right away, right? It takes time to figure it out, and once you figure it out, it's like a light bulb goes off, and you're like, yeah, I can see myself doing this, right? And now it's taking that and saying, how can I turn this into a career rather than a job? Right? Like, so for me, it's all about talking and writing, right? So now it's like, how can I take my skills and now turn it into a career?
Sure.
Right? And I think that's everyone's biggest challenge. And I applaud you for going the entrepreneur route.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, man. It hasn't been the easiest
Of
road.
course it's not.
I mean, I'm still like
every business goes through that.
You know what I'm saying?
Every business goes through that, right? But you're sticking it out.
Yeah,
It's consistency.
That's what you gotta be. Another thing is, another word,
That's-
another main key is consistency. You gotta be consistent.
You gotta be consistent.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You gotta know what's going on in the game. You gotta keep up to date. You gotta be in the know. You gotta always constantly be learning and tooling yourself
Always
to what's
adapting.
happening. Always
Always
adapting to
Always
situation.
adapting.
True.
It's like I'm not trying to get biblical, but the Bible says to whom much is given, much is required.
True.
That's
true stuff. You know what I mean?
To whom much is given, much is required. So if that's what you want to do, you gotta dedicate the time, right? You gotta study. You gotta practice, whatever. Like they say, it takes what 10,000 hours, about 10,000 hours to perfect your craft. One skill. If you do the math, working 40 hours a week, that's about 5 years. If you break it down, it's about 5 years. And what happens with our people today, they think they're gonna get it like this. So they start
We're
something.
in the instant gratification realm right now.
Exactly.
Like everything everybody wants
Just that
to
quick
enjoy.
fix.
People, you know what the problem is? People don't want to reap. No, people don't want to sow. They just want to reap.
They want to read. Yeah.
They don't want to sow. It's like, oh, they see something, they just reap the benefits of the getting. But they don't understand what it takes to get to those benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying that's the problem, because nowadays, I feel like this is an illusion of what success and what being a boss is and all this notion. And I tell you right now, my biggest thing, if everybody's a boss, who's working?
Everyone's a boss.
Who's working? You can be a boss of yourself. You can. The thing is being a boss.
My man knows, bro.
The thing is about being a boss is initially being a boss of yourself. Are you able to discipline yourself to achieve what you need to see? Can you boss up yourself and attain what you got? That's being a boss. You know what I'm saying? Because initially, this man is bigger than me. This man who's makes bigger than me. That man's a boss. There's bigger bosses than that man. There's bigger bosses than that man.
You should always be a boss.
There's
always gonna be a
always
boss.
somebody bigger than you. Always. It's just the attain the level that you want. But at the end of the day, the boss is about being able to steer your ship in the right direction. Like, okay, bomb, this is what we're heading. You know what I'm saying? But in the realm of things, it's about being able to play your position. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a part to play in the game. You know what I'm saying? Everybody plays their part properly. We attain what we need to attain. That's all top. That's why how the Google got to where he got to. That's how Bill Gates got to where he got to. Bill Gates, him, Steve Jobs, and Wozniak they killed. Rasniak, whatever that guy's name is. Yo, bomb. This is what we're gonna do. Wozniak is okay. You know what, Bill? You're fucking crazy, but fuck, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
You know what I mean?
And it works.
Bill, Wozniak knew he wasn't gonna be the face of Apple, but he knew his position. He was the coding. He was the brains behind it. He made the shit run. He understood that. He didn't get into a position where, dog, it's my work that did this, eh? Where's my kudos? Because now the man's reaping more kudos than Steve Jobs.
Exactly.
If you look at it in the retrospect. So it's all about being honestly playing position and bossing up to yourself to have the discipline to train yourself to push forward. Okay, I'm saying? Because if you adapt this boss identity, nobody's working. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's be a worker, bro. Everybody has to be a worker to be a boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't understand the work, then you can't be a boss, because every boss was a worker before became a boss, unless you got spoon-fed. Where we come from, we don't get spoon-fed.
Don't get
You know what I mean? So,
Never that easy.
it ain't that easy where we come from, you know what I mean, boys?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, that's what it is, man.
That's how I go through it. You gotta have that mentality where the way I view it is everyone's a business.
Yeah.
Right? And I told my parents this. I'm like, I ain't trying to run a rat race. Right? So with our business, if you work a 9 to 5, you literally for 8 hours, your business is gaining money. Right? After that 8 hours, now you got your expenses. So once you get a paycheck, there comes your income, then you got your expenses, everything's going out, and you gotta go back. It's a cycle. Now, the man that you're working for, his money doesn't stop because next man on the clock. So his money keeps going, but your money stopped. And now you gotta figure out a way to keep that income going, because you gotta keep your business going. You gotta eat, you gotta put food on the table, you gotta put clothes on your back. If you got kids, you gotta take care of them. Whatever you gotta do, right? So that's the way I view it, where everyone is a business and you got to take care of your business.
Yeah, you gotta take care of your business.
And however you go about doing that, you got to find what works for you. Right? Because not everyone can be an entrepreneur.
No, not everyone.
Not everyone can be an entrepreneur.
I'm being entrepreneur is not fast.
You have to have that mindset. If you don't have that mindset,
I believe anybody could be whatever they want.
Anyone
Everybody can be. Listen, time out.
no, not everyone.
Yes, mom. Yes, father. Yes, father. I know. Please instill the positivity of anything. I can be whatever. I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to be whatever you want, you can come up. Okay. So being whatever you want is like, say it's like a list. So you look at the list. You're like, okay, I want to be this. Then you look what consists of being that. You look at it and you're like, do I want to? Because think about it. Most entrepreneurs don't make money until like you're. Yo, fam. Think of retrospectively. You don't make your dog. You start eating.
It's a
Think about it. Retrospectively, it's only certain because everybody think you know what it is. Because all the ones that make it get idolized so heavy that the work that's been put in. It's not understanding. It's like, oh yeah, they made it. You have to understand that Google wasn't what it was 10 years ago. It wasn't what it was 10 years before that.
Yeah.
We didn't know about Google. We used to use Yahoo.
Yeah.
Remember Yahoo, guys? Yahoo.
MSN.
Yahoo.
Yeah, all those other ones. You know?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They attained to be where they at.
Sorry. Before Yahoo, AOL.
And AOL. Hey, you went back dial-up. It's not like dial-up.
Yo, not everyone's gonna know about that.
Dial-up? Don't answer the phone.
Okay, so
If you answer the phone, life must stop. Okay? Like, your downloads are coming in for an hour. You answer that phone, you had to re-download that for another hour.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. So, all you millennium kids,
Yo, you're lucky right
you're
now.
lucky.
Yo, they don't
Yo, buddy, we had struggles, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Buddy, the biggest struggle we had were the cassette tapes, fam. And those tapes eating our shit. You guys had CDs and disc drives and all that.
Downloadable content, all of that.
Ain't CDs no more, bro.
I know it's done. Cassette tapes, fam.
Cassette tapes? What?
Remember when when you put it in a Walkman, you used to eat our thing, you have to wind it back up. You had to wind it and wind it, get a pencil and wind it.
And you gotta send that back to Blockbuster.
Yeah, come on, man.
Even before that, we had the records and everything too. We had a record player.
Bro,
That's why, sorry to mess up our nostalgia. Can't mean, but like I said, it's not cut off for everybody. So what Mark was saying, anybody can be what they want to be. Of course, it's in their DNA to be what they want to be, but it's not everything. You're gonna be like, I couldn't be a freaking what? I couldn't be a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I couldn't be a doctor now. Fucking probably if it's a shot later. Okay, no, that's not what I want to be. You know what I couldn't be? Right now, looking at it, I wouldn't want to be. I could not be a freaking.
come on.
Wait, time out. No, wait.
No, give it that.
Because I'm looking at life structure, fam. I'm not going general. I'm going like right now. You know, yeah. You know what? I wouldn't want to be a police officer.
Oh.
People want to be a police officer.
Yeah.
There's some people that look at that and like, I want to be a police officer. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Because what?
Oh, you're asking me my why?
I'm just saying because what? Life situations. Right?
No, not just a life situation. I'm not doing that. That's not something I want to do. That's not something I really want to do.
All right. So let's say.
But I can do whatever I want. I can be a cop.
All right. So let's say 10 years before.
Okay.
What would you say?
10 years before this, I wouldn't want to. Even more so, I want to be a cop. 10 years before, I was like, I don't want to. Let's just put it this way. That was like no to the police. NWA, hold that. Let's just keep that right there, see?
Yo, I feel what you're saying, because, like, what do you call it? Like, I played sports, and I had the scholarship offers and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember a lot of kids used to ask me, they're like, yo, why'd you stop playing sports? And I'm like, to be honest, like, thinking about it, when I got injured and I had time to think, I'm like, yo, I don't want to live that athlete life. Like, I started thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm a family man. Like, I'm trying to tuck my kids into bed.
Certain shit gets into
I'm trying to cuddle my wife to sleep. Like, I'm like, nah, bro. That athlete life, traveling from city to city, that's not me.
So rewind. You can't have, like, having a family.
Well, you're your own boss, right? You make your own hours, right?
Yeah.
True or not?
Okay, so the face was directed to me, and it was like directed over here. Yeah, you're your own boss.
So there you go.
Okay.
You're your own boss. You
So
make
what
your
is
own
that?
hours, right?
Dude, you're running a business.
Okay, you're running your
Yeah,
business.
you make it.
But you
I make
still
my
have-
own hours now. You know what I'm saying? At one point, there was no days off. There's still no days off.
Because you got to
You
invest
see,
into
because I had to make sure I was ahead of the pack all the time. I can lax now a little bit. Not lax, I'm coming hungry. You see? I can lax now a little bit because
The groundworks, the foundations are laid.
it's a little bit set, which you shouldn't be comfortable. But see, I'm a type of person, because I looked at being an entrepreneur, and because I seen like, two things. Another thing that entrepreneur really takes away from is your health. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? Why am I making money? You know what I'm saying? Why am I working long hours and doing all this stuff if I can't enjoy it? If I can't travel, I can't link with my dudes, bust 2 bears, and enjoy life. That's the whole process. So it comes with balance. So that's comes to being a boss, it's balance. Okay, I'm saying being the boss, you have to find that balance. But you gotta tend to your baby in the first little bit. You gotta, it's every day. It's every day. 9 months is not more, it's forget the 9 months. From when you had the birth, from when you knew you're pregnant, from when you knew you're pregnant, it's every day.
Every day.
Like right now what we're doing freaking with breaking the bread. From when breaking the bread. You guys are like, bomb, baby. Now the baby's infant is growing and was growing and it's infant, you're still feeding it. And you're feeding it quality, and you're feeding it content, you're feeding it to what's growing, to where your audience loves it and it's messing with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying that's your baby. Okay, I'm saying so you have to tend to, even though you are your own boss, you are making your own hours, with being your own boss, you know that, okay, what does the shit need? What does the shit need to run? How is it gonna work? As you as a boss, you gotta know that. It's not, okay, I'm the boss, I can relax. Yeah, I tell you, them type of bosses, I don't deal with them bosses. You know what I'm saying? Because those bosses just want people just to be for them. Them bosses are in the trenches with their guys, working to how to make the shit better.
Look at Tyler Perry, bro.
100%. I know that entrepreneur I mess with Mark Cuban. I F for that too. I F for that cat.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
If you look at Tyler Perry, that man still ain't married, bro. That man has one youth. I think he's in a relationship now.
Yeah, marriage.
But he's 50, bro.
Yeah, but don't matter getting married. He's at the time he's gonna get married soon.
He's at the time. I think he's married now or whatever. Yeah. But he just has a little youth. That's it. But that man literally tend to his baby from when he started his Medea plays, everything.
And you know what?
Going. It's commitment.
It's not even just entrepreneur. It's not even just being an entrepreneur. Yeah. It's about having a career or having some goals or having an achievement in your life. You gotta tend to that. That first goal that you're putting into your mind is almost like your baby. It is your baby. All is your baby. You can have triplets. You can have quadruplets at the same time. Yeah. Look at your ideas as almost like your baby. So when you put them from when it's inception, I'm saying, to when you're putting it out, all that work, it's a lot you gotta tend to. I'm saying, yeah, you're taking your time to whatever, but it's still 24. It's a lot of work you're putting into. So man, I feel I'm saying, like when I first started moving my business partner, bro, it was 24/7. We slept at a computer. You know what I mean? Where I'm helping her design. I'm saying, I'm making phone calls and I'm freaking setting up meetings. And I'm like, okay, you do that. Let me make the trips. Let me go here. Let me go talk to this person. Let me go see this person. What do we need to make this run? You know what I mean? So it's 24. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when your ship runs in a systematic way now, you can almost step back and look at it. Because it's like, okay, I don't have to add too much over there because there's elements already in place to make that run. You know what I mean? So, but it's still time, bro. Still gotta put in a lot of work, 100%.
Yeah,
I would say in anything you do, even you being a chef. You know what I'm saying? It's still a long journey. You know what I'm saying? But you still made great achievements from where you're at to where you're doing, to how your handwork is better, to how your prepping is better, to how you're looking at food better, how your palate of your taste is better. So when you can go and sit down with other chefs, oh shit, Mark, you tasted that? Oh, yeah, sorry, tasted that. You know what I mean? Your experience is different. You're getting into your realm. You know what I mean? So it's work. Everything's work, man.
Yeah.
Just like having a family, man. But anyways, yeah, though.
Yeah, when you're in your element. But you mentioned something earlier that you touched on about like everyone's in this illusion stage of success. And do y'all think social media has a role to play on that? Because I call social media everyone's highlights.
It is everyone's highlights.
And everyone sees the highlights and they don't see the struggle to get there.
Because the people don't want to show that.
They don't want to
They want to look good. You always want to present yourself so you look like.
But for me, it's like, because you know how everyone always has this notion like it's not how you started, it's how you finish.
100% sure.
I disagree with that 100%.
Why?
Because for me, it's like it's a slap in my face. What do you mean it's not how you start? Like all the things I had to go through from where I started from where I come from. That's what pushed me to get to where it is that I'm going.
Yeah, sure.
So for someone like say LeBron, that man was moving from house to house with his moms and all that, no pops, to where he is now, where this man has his own building at night.
But wait though. I gotta say this how you start. I have to say, I'm gonna come back to you and say, it is how you start.
That's what I'm saying. They say it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
I'm saying it is how you finish.
Yeah, it is how you finish, but it's also how you start.
It's a big part. But if we do it, but in between, this I don't want. Finish your point first.
For me, it's like this. Depending on where you start, right? Okay. Some people start at the top, where they're born into that success.
Yeah.
And we see what they turn out to be.
Yes.
Sometimes they turn out to be great. Sometimes they're just like, okay, yeah, you're born into that. Yeah. Some people are in the middle, where they either have it good, they have it bad. Then there's some people at the bottom where they have it bad, and they're like, nah, I have nowhere else to go but the top. 100%. I gotta go to the top, right? Now, if you start at the bottom, depending on wherever you start, you have a decision to make. What am I gonna do? So if you start at the bottom, your decision is, am I gonna stay here, or am I gonna go somewhere else? So am I gonna stay at the bottom and continue to struggle, live paycheck to paycheck, or am I gonna strap up my boots and say, let me go to the top, let me see what I can do to make it to the top? So for me, it's like wherever you start does matter, because if I started where I'm at, I could be like, yo, both my parents, high school dropouts, didn't finish their education, whatever. I can have the same life, do the same thing, do what I'm seeing. But I said, nah, yo, I see how my mom's working 2-3 jobs. I ain't trying to have that life. I ain't trying to leave that for my kids. So I got to make a decision now to say, let me strap up my boots, finish school, or at least get a high school diploma. Now go get a job and try and build myself up. So for me, it does matter how you start. Of course, it matters how I finish too. Yeah. But you can't tell me it doesn't matter how I start. It does matter how I start.
Whoever said that to you, doesn't matter how you start.
That's the saying everyone says. That's the saying.
Okay, so
and for me, that saying is so flawed, man. Because you have to appreciate where people start.
I appreciate how you started. I appreciate, but the whole notion of it where it says like it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish is coming off of. It doesn't matter if you start off weak. As long as you finish strong,
I get that.
You're good.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so it just comes back in that same notion. If you start, okay, Mom, if you came, right, and like, okay, see how you started, right, and you started off strong, you started off strong, in the same situation where all that force, you know what I'm saying, and moved out of adversity, you know what I'm saying, and overcame all those obstacles, but then halfway through your journey, you let that all slip to come back to it, they're going to be like, that's where that saying comes from.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
But you see, that's that person not having that consistency.
That's where it comes from.
And it's not even, I shouldn't even say consistency, I should use discipline.
Okay.
I feel like discipline is a better term to use, because once you're disciplined and you discipline yourself, you'll be able to maintain that. That's the way I see it. But I feel like social media it damages a lot of people, because you're seeing everyone's highlight reel, and these kids don't understand what it takes to get there, right? And you don't see the process.
No, they don't see the process.
So when they see the results, so when they go through the process now, and the process gets hard, they give up.
True.
They're just like, nah, man, I give up. Right? Like my little bro's like that. He's trying to go. He said he wants to go play pro ball. I'm like, bro, these NBA players, that's their job. They get paid to go in the gym and put up shots.
Go in the gym and put up shots.
You gotta go in the gym and put up shots. I'm like,
not like you're getting paid for it voluntarily.
I'm like,
straight facts.
Like he loves Kawhi. I'm like, yo, Kawhi.
How old's your brother?
He's 15.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, look at Kawhi, bro. Kawhi said when he was in college, he was up 4 or 5 in the morning, and he was practicing like three times a day or whatever. Like that's the journey. That's the process, right? And whatever it is that you're gonna do, you gotta constantly work at it. If you're trying to be a chef, you gotta constantly be in the kitchen. You gotta test out every single spice. You gotta know what paprika tastes like to what whatever other spices there are taste like, to know the difference and what you can put together. And like you gotta build it. You gotta be consistent with it, right? Same thing with your business, right? It's a whole process, and I feel like social media takes away that process element. And a lot of these people who make it, they don't tell you, they don't share what the process is like. They just show what it is, which, like, big ups to you, you made it, but yo, there's a youngin' behind you who's coming.
Yeah.
Because when
there's always
someone coming, and they're trying to figure out how to get there.
Because remember, like, for once you're here, there's someone here, you're gonna be gone out of the light.
Yeah.
This person's gonna come.
But
and then there's the next one, and it's just.
That's what it is. See, that's not what it's like anymore. Before, back in the days,
even before,
you would have
back in the days,
you would have the grooming. You would have the grooming of the youngin.
Yeah.
You used to be the groom. Okay, this is gonna take the ring. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of hoarding. I'm saying of this like power or idealism or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? There's no more of that grooming because it's this ego that, oh, this man's gonna be better than me. You know what I'm saying? And not, oh, yo, this man could be a better man than me. Let me put him into the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, yo, this man could be a better than me. I don't like it. When we say we should always be looking to advance or to have better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for instance, like, yo, I'm like, okay, Bob, say for instance, I'm building this app or whatever it may be, right? I'm trying to build, I can't figure it out. Or whatever it may be. But Mark has the brain. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To help make this process come together. I'm like, yo, Mark, could you come along? You know what I'm saying? But most men will come and try to use Mark. Or be like, you know what? Yo, Mark, I just have this little thing. Let's try to work something right here for me. And it's like, instead of involving in the process, to be like, yo, this is what I have right here. Could lead us to something better. Yeah. You have the mind to work something. Let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? So back to that whole social media, it's the idealism that's being hoarded or whatever you call it. Like I'm saying, it's messed up. I don't know, man. But you're right.
You know, fake it till you make it, right? That's why a lot of people are doing right now with it. You know?
No, it started off.
It's an old saying, though.
It started off as that, like, yeah, this person made it. You know what I mean? Whatever. But then you just started seeing dumb people doing dumb stuff, and then that just took out.
Can I get up on the camera?
Like
Can I get up on the camera?
No, Bill.
Okay.
Right? But it's like basically you see them like do dumb shit, and then everybody's just loving the dumb shit, and more people do dumb shit. Yeah, and it's like
because they see it gets attention. They see
that. Everything's clout, bro. I call it clout chasing, bro. Everybody's clout chasing nowadays, bro.
I remember, like it used to be back then. You were famous for doing something.
Yeah, now you're famous for doing.
Now you're famous for
doing jack
squat, bro. Squat.
It's
like
funny.
The way I watch some, I'm just like saying, and it comes back. I'm not gonna lie, and it comes back to that inflated ego of rappers. Some rappers, like, yo, dude. It's just like
you're shit.
You're shit. Yo. And I get, but I rate them though. I don't get them. I know. You know what? Because sometimes I wish I had that confidence. Sometimes I'm just like, yo. Sometimes I wish I had that confidence.
What? I'm just saying that they're shit. No. Come on, nigga.
Yo.
What do you mean?
He's talking about having the confidence, knowing that you're not even here, but you still have the confidence to say I'm there.
Yeah.
Yo, it's like you know when you're out on the ball court.
Yo, any city rappers watching this right now, bro?
My bad. Yo, you guys are doing your thing.
Yo, I tell you right now.
Some of you guys are just shit and just like
facts are facts.
Yo, dog, I'll tell you right now. If your brethren doesn't, I'll tell you right now. Some of y'all brethren ain't y'all brethren. Let me say that.
No, that's true.
Some of y'all brethren ain't y'all friends, man.
They're setting you up
to laugh you on Instagram, on Snap.
Yo, bro.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I had a brethren like that. Yo, I had a brethren. He had a boy who was trying to rap, and his boy showed him his track, and he's like, "Yo, this is whack." And his boy's like, you're not my boy, yo. You're like, everyone else is supporting me. And he's like, bro, I'm trying to save you from clowning yourself.
Yeah, like, no, if it's a good dude, keep doing what you're doing.
That's what a true friend is.
But wait, how do you tell him, because most men would take that the hateration.
He wasn't hating.
Okay,
He's like, I listened to it, and he's like, yo, this is pure garbage. It's hot garbage. He's like, I get it. You have a few bars or whatever, but your flow is off, your cadence is off. Like he went in depth.
Okay.
Down. He's like, you're going off rhythm. Your flow is inconsistent. There's no cadence. Like your lyric structure is off. Like he went in depth with the man.
Okay,
and
so
the man is like, nah, yo, you're hating. And he's like, so you want me to be like everyone else, hyping you up, and then you go out there. And then all of a sudden you see no one is vibing with your stuff and they're saying you're garbage. What is that gonna do to you? So he's like, as a friend, I'm trying to save you from that process. But I feel like a lot of people don't want to hear that type of advice.
They might think you're hating. You know why? Because sometimes I feel, because some people are hating.
They are hating. Yeah.
This is so automatically you're virgin. You have to know. You gotta know your virgin. Yeah, you gotta know off the vibe.
Know off the vibe. Yeah. Like when you hear that's one in, you're sick. To me, you're really saying I'm shit.
Yeah.
Stop it. You know what I mean? You're like, if you hear it's alright, but you can do certain things.
You give me some real criticism, I feel.
Yeah. He's saying, there's things you need to work on.
Yeah, but not saying off the hop, bro, you're sick. Unless you're not sick, bro, man's lying to you, bro.
I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to laugh at you on the gram, bro.
Because
that'll set you up for the gram, bro. Laugh at you, bro.
But also, if a man says you're sick, though, and he's breaking down what you're saying, then also, to me, then he's actually saying you're sick.
Yeah.
Because he's like what you said, he's going in depth into what the man is saying in his lyrics. So, See, but that's oh my God, you should have brought that into me. Let me hear that.
That's arms, bro.
It was crazy, man. But I feel like you gotta know who's around you too, bro.
Yeah, your circle's important.
Especially if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, not even just an entrepreneur. Like if you're trying to do anything in life,
you need the right.
You need the right team around you. You know,
100%.
And
teams everything.
A lot of times, throughout my journey, I've cut off a lot of people. I've lost a lot of friends.
Right.
But what I say to myself is, where I'm going, I don't got enough oxygen to maintain you.
No.
Oh,
the air, bro.
That one.
Drop an album.
Man, we're going to space. Make sure you get your own capsule.
Nah, for real, sometimes you have to have that mentality.
There's not enough air,
you gotta have that mentality. The air up there is different.
It is a different kind of flex.
It's different. So once you're moving up the chain, you may not know about it, but it's true, bro. When you start making steps in life, there's always people who are trying to pull you back.
That's what he's talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what he's talking about. Where I'm going, I don't got enough oxygen to maintain that because I can't waste my energy on haters and man's trying to pull me back.
And sometimes the people around you are not always.
They're not
literally trying to see you progress. You know what's so funny? It's really it's arms. It's so arms. But people say yeah. But they don't really want to see, people really don't want to see people doing better than them. And it's a sad thing to say. I don't want to say that. But amongst my people who I play with, gang, Marquis, Cam Sane, the team, like people we want to, for every progress and evolve. We're about evoluting, bro. Evolution and growing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see my brother progress or whatever he's trying to do. I want to see my brother progress or what he's trying to do. I'm trying to see my brother. We're all trying to eat in the same time.
You know what
I'm saying? Because the reflection, if I look at that, it's just a reflection of myself. I'm saying, you're saying it's successful. I'm like, okay, we can eat. I can eat. Exactly. It's not an envious thing, but that's
it's a motivation.
It's a motivation. Your squad should be a motivation.
Motivation.
You know what I mean?
You see one person leading up, That should motivate.
You gotta step
But
up.
most of the time, man, I want to see
Man up.
you, man, automatically want to hate. Man, see you get a little bit more splingy than him, and automatically start hating. And not ask you like, yo, fam, how can, instead of be like, yo, fam, let me work with you and me get help.
How do you get there? Let me get to that.
You get what I'm saying?
Like,
Man will hate. And then sometimes the man who's getting a splingy doesn't want to, like, yo, I'm getting splingy. I want to be the man getting a splingy and don't really want to share.
Yeah.
So it's a double standard.
It's a double standard.
It's a double. You know what I'm saying? This comes with ego, bro. At the same time, it comes with that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, ego, I say it because it's, like, inflated. I feel like, you know what it is nowadays? I'm going to say it right now. On camera. We live in a time of an inflated freaking ego, bro. Super inflated ego.
Narcissistic world.
Oh my god. Yo, don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I run around with some swaggy guys. Okay, I'm saying I'm a confident cat. My dude's a confident cat. I run with some confident people, but I don't try to let my ego get in the way of things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying because that's different from being confident. Confidence and ego are two different
things.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of problem nowadays is a lot of people's ego is getting in the way of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's letting either a better life than them to happen, you know what I'm saying? Or
something worse.
Or something worse. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Well, you're right. You gotta check who the people you're around.
You gotta check who
You know
you're
what I'm saying?
around
The people who you're around you. So, one thing I say with my other dude talk like, he's like, energy. He's every time like, yo, I don't want to say the names, like, yo, energy. It's all about energy, bro. I'm all about that. I love like harmonious energy, bro, and I'm all about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll tell this, and next to energy, vibe. Like, you see when you say a vibe with that people.
Yeah.
See, sometimes you catch a vibe. When you catch that vibe,
Listen to it. What did I say? I've been saying that from time.
I'm out. I ain't
But you
that.
see, the thing is, this is what I feel like. The thing is like, the way how we were grown, this generation won't know that because like it's lost. And even if we do show them,
What's lost?
the certain things that we grew up, like certain morals. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like certain morals that we grew up with. We show to the new generation that's coming up.
What kind of morals are you talking about though?
Alright,
Like give an example of one.
like I said, respect. You know, a lot of people.
Yeah, you know what? That was one big one. The youths right now are slacking
That's
off.
one. And I'll give you one right now. Okay?
Heavily
I'll give you one
reckless,
right
bro.
now. I've seen this on the TTC, alright? Where I'll be there, sitting, and I'll see an elderly lady.
Oh, I see that.
You ever see that?
I'll get up, okay?
Yeah.
Couple stops later, there's a person my age same way, okay? And there's an elderly person with the walker. But yet you're gonna still sit down and let the elderly person that's using a walker, you can tell that her legs aren't that well to be standing for long. Be standing like that's what I'm trying to say, like the morals.
Okay. I just want to know exactly what you're talking about.
Or
I see that a lot. That pisses me off, bro.
right? Or like
when I see a man sitting down and a shorty standing, like, bro, get up and give the
Yeah,
shorty
or
a seat.
like,
What happened to being a gentleman, bro?
okay, yo, but time out now. Time out now.
oh, here we go.
Time out now. Time out now. Because we're going around, man. We're going around. And I believe in heavily chivalry. I believe chivalry is not dead. But I believe some of these gals don't deserve no raw tit chivalry, dog.
There you go.
Yo, the way
some of them.
you know, I'm sorry. You know what? All women deserve it. Hands down. Everybody deserves respect in a certain way.
Goes 50-50.
Off the hat.
50-50.
Well, I'm saying the way it is nowadays, bro. It's like,
It's not that. It's lies.
bro.
And it's gonna be lies.
It's like I feel like chivalry is taken sometimes for a negative. You get what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true.
Or like, okay, like, yo, boom, sometimes, like, okay, yo, you know one that bothers me all the time?
Which one?
Yo,
You used to cuss off
no,
your moms.
no.
That cheese on
no, I'm talking about shit, cuss off the mom, but we never lived in that era.
That's what he said.
Cuss my mom.
We couldn't even talk back.
Who's mom?
Talk back.
That's what I'm saying.
Who?
Listen, just listen.
Am I living today? I'm here to this day.
Okay, that's what I'm
Living breath.
That's what I'm saying. You see, but so you see, okay, you see what just happened.
I run someone along now and still dip.
You see what just happened, okay? I just said one thing, and the way how you guys react, okay?
Because it's a different world. It's a different world.
But no,
Dog, it's a different
watch this
conversation.
now.
It's a different world.
Okay, different world. But all I want to say is like, just seeing that like you just how you just said
Okay.
that. I said that. So imagine the generation after this generation.
Yes.
How it's gonna be with the morals of how to
it's
like
up
with
to
the
you.
respect
It's
to the
a whole different ballgame.
dating and all that, right?
I hear you, but
Yeah.
here's the thing though. That next generation that's coming after this one, that's gonna be our
You're
children.
gonna be smart.
So now it's up to us to teach our children
Yeah.
the principles and the
Yeah.
morals.
And that comes and that
put them in their
and that
place.
comes back to what we're talking about parenting. We're gonna
Parenting.
understand that.
All full circle.
And now we came back full circle to the whole
Full
parenting
circle.
because now, because we had the understanding from our parents, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have a different understanding to our kids. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna train our kids in a different way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying, hopefully break the cycle
Generational
or
cycle. Yeah.
whatever it may be because of just what happened to us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, come back full circle.
But yo, going back to your shivery, bro. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
You gotta finish that one, cause I know
Bro,
there's
I believe, okay, I tell you, you know what, okay, this is what it is. And I'm not your dog, I believe all women are, majority of women are beautiful.
oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
For
saying?
sure. I mean,
Yo.
God's image and they're all beautiful.
Yes, everybody, I'm not gonna be like,
wait.
Don't diss.
hey, don't diss, I'm not trying to diss.
I'm not gonna diss. I'm not gonna
Okay,
diss.
okay.
You said God made them in His image, but if you read the word, He said some are fearfully made and some are wonderfully made.
Ay.
You can't forget that fearful part.
I didn't say
I'm not
fearfully.
judging.
I'm not judging. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
I didn't
That's
say
what it
fearfully.
says. That's what it says.
All I'm just like,
I'm just joking.
So,
well, you know,
yeah,
this is stuff, you know,
Everyone's beautiful. Everyone's beautiful.
okay, just not to leave anybody out, I didn't want to.
Who's attractive to me may not be attractive to you.
There we go.
That's how it is, right? Everyone
Everyone's
has what
inclusive,
attracts
yeah,
them.
everyone.
Everyone-
Okay, see the whole chivalry thing? Okay, and this is not probably chivalrous, but it comes back to be like, bro, are you dumb? Like, are you? like, okay,
Drop that.
Real Toronto, man.
so one thing, honestly, hate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big man on respect. My mom, my family was a big on respect. Manners and respect. Manners and respect was
Always.
big.
Sorry,
and that's a yachty thing.
Sorry, if we're going yachty, the brought up seat.
Man had to drop
Yeah, true. Certain people ain't brought up no brought up still. They have no brought up still. Beer, you're out to order. Beer out to order this and that.
Oh, you see?
Okay, so boom, one thing I hate,
Oh,
okay, yo, I hold a door for a girl, you know what I'm saying, a young woman, and she almost thinks like I'm supposed to hold the door for her.
Like it's
See?
given.
And I just walk and I don't get no thank you.
No, thank you.
Man.
Whoa. Yo, not even younger women. Older women. Yo.
Some of them
I know the only one I say to forget. No, you know what? No. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving nobody out. You're right.
Older women too.
Bro, I'm just like
To the point you have to be like, excuse me.
I say you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yo, I say you're welcome. I'm like, you're welcome.
Me? I do the full up. Oh, thank you, youngster. Oh, you're very welcome, madam.
Yeah.
And continue
Yeah,
walking.
yo,
And
bro.
they look at me like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another one, yo, when I go to ask for the time. And I'm not gonna lie, before I don't have a shorty, if I'm asked for the time, and maybe sometimes I'm trying to see what I'm on, of course. Sometimes, you know what I mean, that might be the opener. But not all the time. You know what I'm saying?
okay, cool.
Okay? And those times when it's not, it's just like really annoying. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, I really want the time, and you just really think I'm trying to talk to you or chop you, or like, I don't really want to talk to you, bro. I just want the time. I'm late.
Why?
Like,
Yo, I don't.
my phone is dead. Like, could you just be a common human being and just give me the time? Like, shit, your eyebrows are on mash up anyways, bro. Get out of here, bro. It's modern time.
That's what I don't get, man. These girls nowadays, they take kindness as you trying to hit on them. Like,
All the time.
but I feel like they don't experience that level of kindness. It's like what Mark was saying, right? The youths nowadays are different, right? They have no morals or
these youths
principles.
nowadays,
So when these girls see that level of kindness, they're like, yeah, this guy's up to something. Like, nah, like that's how we're brought up in our house.
Yeah, well, respect.
There's respect, and it's knowing how to treat a woman.
You know what I'm saying? But then you have, and I'm not putting all women in that category.
Yeah, all women are not.
Because
in that
I'm not gonna
category.
lie, I'm gonna say something right now, and this is for the men.
Too.
Like, no. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, continue.
Okay, yo, honestly, tell you the truth, with this whole like, okay, about women, how they are, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring it back to the men. And I honestly feel that we were the catalyst to why some of the reason why our women moved the way they moved, bro.
But hey, that is
Yo, because bro, men are moving. Yo,
but guess what?
Okay.
But remember, man's have that stereotype, right?
Yeah, but no, but we're not trying to break stereotypes. We're not trying to live that. So why?
Wait.
So okay.
Like you just said, certain things that men have done, the girls are doing too.
I'm just bringing it back to I'm just saying, I'm bringing it back to like we are the catalyst to some of the reasons why our women are gone in the way they're gone in.
Yeah.
So now they're moving away, and it's affecting us. I'm gonna say, yo, F that. We're like, yo, we're not dealing with that because you're moving a type of way. You know what I'm saying? So this goes back and forth.
You're right, because if like we're all brought up in the church, right? And what does the Bible say? The man is the head.
Oh, see now, okay, no, I get you. But see now, see now.
Here, let me finish. In God's original structure.
Okay, see, don't.
Okay, I get it. It's a touchy topic. I get it.
Very touchy.
It's touchy.
Because we're talking to a wide audience.
I know.
And enough of the gal are gonna be God's image. That's a man's sexist thing.
I get that. I'm not trying to be sexist.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right?
So, okay.
But whatever. In marriage, the man's supposed to be the head, right? And the woman's supposed to be the helper. But a lot of men fail to take that responsibility to be the head.
Sure,
so
that's
because they fail to live up to that, a woman now has to say, to hell with you.
Yeah,
now I'm the head.
And
a lot of men fail to live up to that. So because they fail to live up to that, that's why the woman is like that.
It's just reverse.
But in a man's defense, here's what it is. Before World War II, the roles were laid out. The man remember, woman couldn't work.
Yeah.
I get it. We live in a totally different day. I'm
not gonna bring back I don't want to bring it back that far because I don't believe in restriction of human liberty.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm saying?
Neither do I.
And at those times, there was a few restrictions.
There was.
Liberty for women, and that was not fair.
That is true,
you know what I'm saying?
Right?
But I understand the whole standpoint of the whole forming of the household.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let me just finish, right? So back then, the roles were laid out. The man went to work, woman stayed home. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I believe a woman is supposed to be a helper or whatever.
Yeah,
she has her own goals, go do you, right? But back then it was simple. The man knew his role.
Yeah.
After World War II, when the men came back, women started working. So now the woman has the man's job. So now the man's like, I'm out of a job. Now he's at home. So now I feel like after that whole transition, the role of a man changed and he lost his identity. And then a woman is like, be a man.
That society, right? You know, that's society's fault. I feel that is society's fault. Society went to women and like, you know what? Now you take the man role.
Exactly. So now when a woman comes to a man and she's like, yo, be the man. The man's like, wait, I bring home the bacon. I take care of you. I love you. What else does it mean to be a man? And for a lot of us, our fathers weren't around to teach us how to be a man. Or if the father was there, he was silent in the household. So because he was silent, a lot of our men, like our fathers and men that are coming up now, they lose the sight of what it means to be a man. Because now a woman is like, be a man, be a man, be a man. And in your mind, you're like, what does it mean to be a man? Really?
And that's
right? And we get lost with that because no one explained to us what it means to be a man.
And that's what we get into emulating the people we have, the men that we have in our lives.
Exactly. So now a woman is like, I don't need you because I bring home the bacon now. I can take care of myself.
True.
What can you really provide?
True.
What do you bring to the table?
Right, and oftentimes, again, a lot of men fail to stand up.
And I'm not gonna lie, that is true.
That's true. A lot of men fail to get to that level. But for the men who get there, I applaud you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all
the men that are
can't forget that.
All the men that are, like you said,
all the men
that are in their kids' lives, trying
to
even
hold down your
household, trying, I applaud you. Shout out to you guys. You know what I'm saying? The single moms, like totally. Single mom been there, shout out to y'all though too, but
shout out.
We don't get enough kudos to the men that are actually trying to be in their kids' life and trying to do a thing. So shout out to you guys.
Holding down their woman and building their
facts. We don't
shout out to them.
Facts, you understand?
Right.
Yo, men don't cheat. To those men, you guys we believe in you guys.
Those are the ones that are breaking the cycle.
Yeah, we need that, and that's what we need. We need more. That's the problem. We need more men we need more men in places breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
We don't need more men in places calling women hoes and whores and treating them a certain way. We need them to see men in certain lights, dealing with women a certain way, to have it emulated amongst the youths.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? That's what the process is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like you said earlier, right? It's that grooming process. And I feel like a lot of men are silent because it's like if they start grooming, we look at them and we're like, man, you weak. Like that's not what a man is, because everyone portrays a man as being some tough guy. No love, nothing.
But see what the notion is? What the notion is, I think that almost messes up with men, is that we're not allowed to tap into our feelings. We're not allowed we can't be emotional. Sorry. We can't be emotional. And not to say emotional, but you know what? I'm kind of on the dual sword of that, because I see certain men, and most of men are more emotional than gal. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
That's fine.
yo, dog, like, it's kind of weird.
It's
You
weird.
know
It's a double-edged sword.
It's, again, but I'm gonna stay on the point of
It's the household.
that a whole emotion, how men can't be emotional. You know what I'm saying?
It's the household that they're in. You know, it's how you have to look at it as how they were raised. Not a lot of people are fortunate to be raised the same way like how we were raised with our mothers. You know what I mean? Certain man's mothers are certain different ways. So they look at that and take that into life. That's why they act like bitches. Sorry to say it, they act like bitches.
Pardon his friend.
No.
But yeah.
Why they act like bitches?
Yeah, okay, you have to look at it like this. Like, look, okay. Our parents showed us like, yo, we're mans, right? You have to hold your nuts. You're a man. You're not a gal.
Yeah.
There's certain things I can't show you.
Yeah,
but,
true facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I can show you, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna use it in life, and you're gonna do your thing. As for other parents now, they're just on. Let's say they're on a different tip. They're on a different thing. Like they're just in the household. They're always complaining, or the house is slack, or their mom's always gambling, or they're in a household where the mom and father aren't on an equal wave. They're not on the same energy wave.
Yeah.
They're unbalanced. So they're always warring. You know what I mean? So as them growing up, they're looking at it like that's how life is supposed to be in their eyes.
They gotta see something more for them.
So in life now, when they meet people like let's say like us, it's weird for us to connect with them because they're not on the same thing that we were raised on. They're on a different thing, and when we show them something, they don't understand why, because of how they see certain things. So you can't really, say, yeah, that's why they're bitches. Let's just say that.
But they're not really bitches though. It's like, you can say like, you know why I see the ones that are, we're getting honest now. There you go. We're getting on. Yo, cut. Yo, we're getting on. We're getting on, bro. We're getting on.
That's why.
You know the ones.
That's why mans are. Okay.
No, it's the ones that no.
I don't
No,
know.
not every man. You know what the ones that are pum pums, dog. You know what it is, fam. It's those ones like the ones we call pum pums, fam. It's like the ones that like boom, like okay, bomb. The haters we call pum pums, because you can't be a man and really tell me how you feel or deal with me a certain way. You have to be like a catty and talk behind my back, because we always associate women or girls to gossip.
To gossip.
To chat, da. So those are the guys we call gals or pum pum. It's like, yo fam, you're just fucking chat like a fucking gal. Not to say that. Not to say to the women, I'm not putting any notion on it. To whatever, but I feel those are the ones that we like, you know what I mean? Those ones that you're saying that grew up in a certain type of household and they adapted now their environment, I don't really feel it's fair to them because they don't really understand.
Yeah.
Until they come to the point of decision and they make those strongest choices to make it or change their environment then. But I don't think you can't really call them pum pums so early. You know what know what I'm saying? But that's the premature pum-pums if you want to go that
Or, okay, fine. Okay.
Because,
Okay, how about
okay, that's not fair. Don't call them pum-pum. Don't call them pum-pum. Don't call them
fine.
You want to call them
I'll give you a better
They're not even
one.
pum-pums.
I'll give you a better
They're not
one,
even
okay?
pum-pums. That's not fair.
The
You can't
real, like, okay, there's a mama boy, and then there's a mama's boy, okay? Like, the two different.
Yeah.
Okay, the mama.
Okay,
That's always though. I'm a mama's boy.
Okay, and I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm saying you're dissing now. I'm gonna stand up for them mama's boy.
I'm gonna show you
I'm
why.
gonna stand up for all mama's boy.
There's mama's boy, and then there's mama's boy.
Okay, let me see which category kind of trying to put me in right
You
now.
watch Think Like a Man? You watch Think Like a Man?
I think no, I don't think I did.
Watch Think Like a Man. That's mama's boy, bro.
Okay, so it's like, okay, how can I say it? You're independent, right?
Okay.
There's certain mans that like still live under their parents, and like their parents still feed them, like.
Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Breaking the Bread podcast. For more Breaking the Bread, be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at BTB Podcast 416.